It's a beautiful morning out. We have a great forecast. So I think I'm gonna go have a picnic up on a mountain. So I'm gonna load up snowshoes, pack some food, and let's head to the trailhead. So we are headed up that mountain. There's actually a staircase of doom that goes up that way. It's a hard climb, but it'll be worth it. You know, in the Lord of the Rings, when Frodo has to carry the ring and it's really heavy up to Mount Doom, I feel kind of like that, except for I'm carrying ramen. Well, I'm not gonna lie, that was a pretty steep climb. Even though it's cold out, I definitely broke a sweat. Well, I finally reached the point of snowshoes, and even with snowshoes, this soft snow is tough going. Well, this is as good of a lunch spot as any. The sun is bright, snow is bright. I think this will be my first time cooking ramen in snowshoes. So it's good to try out new things. Just make myself a little kitchen here. Get out my ingredients here. work chopper, my cutting board. Got a little venison in here. We want some meaty, brothy venison. Ramen, venison ramen. Tangled up in my backpack. Spices. Water. Well, could just melt now. Plenty of that around. Cooking gear. This little stove and fuel for the stove. Here, lose it. This mounted. It's nice to cook over a campfire, but it's also nice to have the option to take the easy way out. So now I'll just move you over so you get a better view. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and do a little kitchen remodel and expand it a little bit here. That way my stove doesn't suddenly melt into the snow. It would be a bummer. And tip my meal. I'm going to start by cooking my noodles. Maybe I will use some snow for that, since I've only got so much water, and I'd like to drink some, since it was a hard hike up here. Let there be fire. There's a lid here. Probably going to take more water than that. It always amazes me how snow doesn't really add up to much. So we'll just let that melt down. I stepped out of my kitchen and fell in a hole. Guess I should have left my snowshoes on. Soft snow. Tastes like winter. I think this is hot enough now, so I'll put in the noodles. Starting to boil. Make sure that this plastic's in my pocket. Don't want to litter. So I'll drop these in here, and then I will make them fit as they soften up. And while that's starting to cook, I will start preparing my other ingredients here. Got some bok choy, which I unfortunately forgot to wash before I left the house. And this stuff gets kind of sandy, and who knows what chemicals is on it, so I like to always wash it. I'll just use some snow. It's probably better than nothing. Just use 3 of these guys. Make sure we have some veggies in there, right? That snow is not only tastes like winter, it feels like winter. Put the remainder back in there. Ends off here. Ooh, that was really cold in my hands. really cold. Push these guys back in there. Put the lid on. Slice these up lengthwise so they're kind of interesting in the ramen. Maybe some of these thicker ones I'll cut crossways too. But I like the way the leafy greens look if you leave them long. And I got some ginger because almost everything's better with ginger. There. Go ahead and peel it. I even brought my grater up here so we could be extra fancy. I'll just grate that. And I got some good hardneck garlic that comes from a local farm, and that hardneck garlic got really big cloves and it's a lot spicier. It's once you start eating hardneck, it's hard to go back to the basic grocery store garlic. It's so good. I'll pack my ramen egg for the end. It's away. Now I just gotta wait for this to finish boiling, and then we'll start making our broth for the soup. Well, I think that's good and boiling now. I'd say that's yeah, boiling. They're done too. So I'm just gonna try and fish them out of there. Fish the noodles out. Because I actually want to save the water because I want to use it for broth. Just because I don't have that much water with me and I don't feel like melting a bunch more water because it takes a while. That looks good. Getting hungry even just looking at the raw noodles. Oops. Pot down, pot down. Maybe I can just pour that with the noodles into there. Perfect. Now I just have to be careful not to tip it over. Got one noodle left in here. Excuse my reach. Go. Right, get that going. Let's give her a little squirt of oil. And then I'll add my venison in here. Nice ground venison. No, break it up in here in the oil. Kind of want it to really spread its flavor to all the noodles, mixed in with the noodles, not like meatballs. So just break it up. See? Yum. Good local venison. It's my favorite kind of food. It's food that comes from your home, that connects you to the land. I'm a fisherman and I live in South Alaska, and you can tell there's a lot of water. So actually, usually I'm eating seafood that connects me to my ocean. Well, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. It's bright and sunny, and with the deep snow, it makes it a little hard to film. And I'm a new YouTuber, so it's a new skill set that I'm just starting to learn. I'm actually a fairly solitary person. I'm a commercial fisherman, and I fish on my boat alone. And I spend most of the summers just living on my boat by myself. So 3-4 months at a time, with hardly seeing other people, but maybe a time or two every week as I offload my fish. So I didn't think I would be a YouTuber, but I figured it's 2025. We're a quarter century into the new millennium. I guess I might as well get with the times. So I added my garlic and my ginger in there. And then I've got some green onions that I already chopped up at home. So I'll add some of those in. Some I'll keep to put on top at the very end. Spread this garlicky ginger and the green onions. That smells good. It smells really good. I'm getting hungry. Thought I heard a bear growl, but it was just my stomach. And now I got some miso and chili sauce mix here. See if I can get that out. I should have brought a little spatula, but I was not thinking, and I didn't. So I use my chopstick for everything, I guess. So I think I got most of that out. Mix it in here. Oh man, now it smells really good. So I got my mix going. Let it sizzle a little more, let those things spread their flavor to everything. Mix in with the meat. Oh, it smells really good. I love this, I think it's called sambal olik. I'm not exactly sure on the pronunciation. I just see it in the store, so you'll have to forgive me. But it's like an Indonesian chili sauce, and it's really good. I love it. Now that this is going, I think that's to the point where I can add some liquid to it. I'm just going to add this. Oh yeah. So let's just get back up and cook for a while. I'm going to go ahead and toss some dashi in there too. Some bonito flakes. That'll give it some good umami. There we go. Now it's coming out. Let that get back up to a boil. Peel my ramen egg. Hopefully I got the perfect velvety soft boil in the center. We'll see. I have no claim on being a master chef, that's for sure. And I have no, don't pretend to be. The shell in there. Feels hopeful, feels squishy. Oh, mirin. Put a little bit of this in there too. I carried it all the way up, so I better use it. stopped off at the store and picked it up because I was out of mirin without realizing it at home. But then I didn't have a little bottle to put it in, so I had to pack this whole bottle up. This little plastic tab in my backpack so it doesn't get lost. Definitely want to clean up after yourself when you're enjoying the land. I mean, out of view. I'm feeling like extra mirin. I'll put another little splash in there. I'm sort of a buy-feel cook, especially when I'm out camping, or in this case, just having a picnic. Now we'll just let that develop. Well, this has been boiling for a little bit, so now I'm going to add my veggies. Mother says always eat your veggies, and I agree. Veggies are delicious, especially when combined with delicious umami broth and venison. Yeah, I think you're supposed to, do this with chicken stock or some other sort of stock, dashi stock, but I just use water. That usually works for me. It's flavorful enough, and I'm not a huge salt person. I find by the time I add the miso and the chili garlic, that's all the salt I need. So I just let that sit in there for a minute. Just long enough to cook a little bit, but not become overly soft. Smells good. It's been a rainy couple of weeks down at sea level. It's been snowing up here, but rain down in town. So when we got this beautiful sunny day, it was just too nice not to come out and have a picnic. Here, put on my sunglasses before I go snowblind. That's just right. Now I'm gonna pour the broth over my noodles here. Oh yeah, that's a serious bowl of ramen. I might have to come back for seconds on the broth here, so I don't spill it everywhere. Moment of truth. Oh, it's velvety. It's a velvety ramen egg. Well, I haven't soaked it in soy sauce, or like you're supposed to. Haven't cured it, or whatever they call it, where you marinate it. But now I'll just give some sesame seeds. And little sprinkle of kelp. There we go. Miso ramen on a snowy afternoon. Now we gotta see if it tastes good. Well, yes. It does taste good. It's really good. really good. Nice and spicy. And that view. And some tasty noodles. I'd use a nice stump to sit on though. Well, now that I'm done with my coffee, I think I'm gonna go home.